Hey bestie, welcome back to my channel where we will be doing nails, in particular Beck's nails. Now she absolutely annihilates these and she does have to top them up with nail glue. Ugh, can't believe I'm even saying that. But this girl literally lives 2 hours away and she comes and sees me every 4 weeks. And I honestly would do anything for this girl. Like anyone who travels that far, I got you. Anyway, so she obviously is very heavy handed. So we get extra lifting, especially because they're so long. And she does have to top them up with some nail glue from, well, she gets it from Kmart. But we're not going to put that against her because we love her. Anyway, so today I'm going to be using my flame drill bit. This is my go-to. So once I have obviously soaked off, pushed back the cuticles, I go in with my flame drill bit on reverse, and then just a second ago I just put it into forward. So we go from the center to right first in reverse, and then now, as you can see, we're going from center to left, or even right to left. Now, some of these cuticles may still have a little bit of nail glue in there, so that's why they seem really tough. Her cuticles are normally quite soft, but I think it's on that pointer finger there that is like really, really thick with some glue still. I thought I got it off. Maybe it could even be just like the nail glue has caused her cuticles to go really tough just to protect her nails. Body does weird things like that. But anyway, so we're going through, and as you can see here, super, super thick there. Like I was like, okay, I'm going to have to do that one in a minute. So as you can see there, I just quickly flicked my switch over to reverse, and I'm just going to try and push the cuticles up and off the nail plate so I can clip them away easy. Here is just a little bit of me talking while you watch me do that, because I'm just doing a quick voiceover, as every time I put music on my YouTube channel it says that I can't do it. So I'm going in now with my sphere drill bit, and this is my favorite just to buff the cuticles a little bit before we get ready to clip them. I just find it just pushes it up and smoothens it out a little bit, gets rid of any excess skin that we don't necessarily need to, work really hard to get off with the clippers, especially if you're nervous with the clippers. Not that I am, but I do just love to buff them. Like there's nothing more satisfying than buffing some cuticles. So I like to put mine in reverse, and I go from left to right. And as you can see, I've angled my drill bit so that as I'm going up on the sides, it's completely vertical, and it's pretty much just following the cuticle around parallel. So when I'm going down to the side, my drill goes sideways, if that makes any sense. And then after that, I will go in with my clippers. And I know this can be a little bit nerve-wracking at first, but I do promise it gets easier with time. Obviously this is a sped up video, so I'm not going as fast as you may think I'm going. But also she did have a bit of a time precious appointment, so we didn't fluff around too much. I was trying to get her in and out as quick as I can, but also, within reason, because she gets obviously her nails done every 4 weeks. We want them to last, so we've got to make that prep on point. And I do find that sometimes prep is my longest part of the whole appointment, and occasionally I look up at the clock and I'm thought, wow, I've taken half an hour to prep. But I'm not worried about that, because at least I know that my nails normally last, especially my shorter girlies. I mean, I have very minimal long nail clients, and they normally last. Bex is she's just so heavy handed, And we all have those clients that are just extra heavy-handed. Anyway, we're doing a cute little, what? Look at us, yeah. So I'm just cleansing them and dehydrating them with alcohol. I used to use acetone, but I've been finding alcohol is been working much better for me. So we just dry them out so there's no oil on the skin, no debris, anything, and I get my UV lamp. We're applying the Peachy primer, so just putting that on each finger. And I do believe the camera does go blurry because I'm still getting used to my new camera. She's got more features than I anticipated and I'm still learning, so in future reference I can't have anything super close to the camera like the head of my lamp, as you'll see probably. I can't remember exactly when it comes in, but soon enough it comes in and you almost can't see what I'm doing. I can't remember if it's now or later. Oh yeah, I think it's now. Yeah, as you can see it's blurring. Anyway, so what I've been loving doing is actually once I've applied the product onto the nail tip, I swipe it down the entire nail to kind of lube it up, prime it a bit. And as you can see here, the product did not go perfectly to the end of the tip, so I just scraped it off and I put a little bit more gel bond on there and popped it back on. I'm also using the Peachy gel bond, which has been amazing. Another thing I'll say is I like to kind of love a client that loves to help out there. So once I apply the tip and it's perfectly gotten to the edge of the nail, I put my thumb on the top to secure the cuticle area and just make that tip of the nail cure first and then angle the light slightly upwards towards the cuticle so it does slightly dry the cuticle area, and then as I let go, it's pretty much dried the cuticle area, but it'll have a few more seconds needed to fully cure. So pressing, making sure that tip is secure, and then obviously I know that if it's not dry, then I will keep it there longer. For some reason I didn't do it on that one. But anyway, thumbs always seem to be a tricky one for me. Just because the angle and everything like that, or how the client's hand is, it just doesn't always seem to want to sit flush. So it's a little bit tricky. If you know, you know. Anyway, we're going to do a beautiful base coat. I like to use Peachy Nails Builder Gel. This one is in the shade Petal, and I like to put a builder gel on top of my soft gel tips because I just think with this length she will break them in a heartbeat with just the tip. So I don't know why, but maybe my video camera cut out. I did prep these tips before applying the product, so I went over with a hand file and buff them. As you can see, they're not shiny anymore. They've got the filing ridges in them, and that is so the builder gel sticks. Now with this I'm doing a slip layer over the top, so as you can see it's quite thin, and then I go back in and I grab a decent sized bead and I'm applying that all over the nail, and then I get my liner brush and I just make sure the cuticle area is all nicely filled in, check the sides, and then if the tip is thicker than the middle or if there's a dip, I use my brush and I swipe upwards. So again, we're just going to see that in motion. So we've got our slip layer, nice big bead, not too close to the area with that big bead. You don't want that to accidentally flood into the cuticle. Another good tip is to angle your client's finger downwards so that gravity works and slips down the nail. Oh yeah, I forgot that happened. That was fun. She's given me shit for it too. She showed the camera like, look guys, look what Jazz did. Luckily for me, it's an easy fix, so I just obviously went back over it with the builder gel. So we're just going to go in again and do the slip layer, being really nice and careful around that cuticle area and applying that nice bead right below the cuticle, and then using our liner brush to tidy up. Also, while I got you on here, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And if you're new here, I really appreciate you sticking around for so long. I consider you one of my nail besties now. If you have any questions or anything, please leave them in the comments. I try and get back to everyone as best as I can. Not that there's many comments at the moment. I'm still starting new with my channel and I appreciate all the support. Also, if you have an Instagram that you want me to follow, please leave it in the comments below and I will follow it on my business account, Jasmine's Designs _ I really would love to see what you guys get up to, where you are in your journey as a nail tech, or if you've just been thinking about starting nails. I myself used to use YouTube after I qualified, and I just found so many tips and tricks from all different nail techs that really helped me grow in the nail industry. Even before I used to do clients, I'd just be doing my own nails, and it was really, really helpful. And I think with YouTube you can get so in depth with your videos, so they can go on for longer and you can pay more attention to detail and everything like that. So YouTube's great for that. I would highly recommend, if you have started learning or you are just an enthusiast, YouTube is your best friend, 100%. Also, I'd like to mention everything that I've used. I will put in the caption below. If you guys want a discount code for Peachy Nails, I can get that for you as well. And that way you can obviously be using salon quality products rather than using anything on Temu or anything like that. You just don't want to be risking getting your clients allergies or anything. So yeah, I can do that for sure. Just let me know down below. Now we're going to go in with alcohol again, and we're just going to wipe off the sticky layer of the gel. You don't want to be filing with a sticky residue, that's for sure. Hand filing has to be one of my favourite things to get a smooth finish. So I like to do a little bit of filing most of the time. Their nails are pretty much on point before, like the shape is already the shape that I want it to be before applying the gel. Whether it's almond, coffin, square, I don't like to apply the gel and then go ahead and file the shape, because especially if they're going to want the base colour as their outdoor colour, it just compromises that a little bit. So I just like to shape my nails firstly, then I'll apply the product, and then I just refine the shape afterwards, and then I like to hand file on the top. You don't have to, you can just use a sanding band. I probably would use something with a really soft grit, like a 180 or a 240, depending on your application. Obviously application is key. Like if you have a really good application, your filing will be minimal, which means that you don't have to spend 20 minutes filing. Like that is an actual nightmare. You'd rather be doing minimal filing and then being able to spend more time on nail art, prep, that sort of thing. So obviously it's taken me a long time to get to the point where I am. I can tell you right now that I used to take 2 hours, maybe even plus, to do a full set. So also keep in mind that was acrylic. Acrylic was another time. If you do want me to do an acrylic, sculpted acrylic video, please let me know. I'd probably have to do that on myself, as these days no one gets acrylic. Is anyone else finding that? Like, I literally have 0 acrylic clients. I keep the acrylic still in my drawer just in case, but all my clients are obsessed with gel and biab that I don't feel the need to do acrylic videos. But if you guys are interested, let me know and I will happily do a set for you. Just going to remove all that dust, and then I don't know what happened with the camera again, it just would cut out occasionally. So we started with a beautiful pink gel polish, and then we applied a rose gold cat eye glitter. I think that was a bit of dust there. So we apply a thin layer of that. The inspo pic she brought in was a pink with a gold / orangey glitter. I didn't have any, so I've just ordered some for her like summer set. So we just had to work with what I had, which she always will. She is so open to everything. With the ombre ones there, I'm just kind of feathering them up a little bit. And then you want to grab your magnet. I've got a ginormous magnet that I got when the Valentine's Day heart nails was a trend. I needed something very, very strong. And I like to wave it down the right side of the nail and just activate that glitter. Sometimes I'll go in and use, go down the right side, but then I do sometimes find the glitter disappears. So I do tend to just kind of go down the right side, activate it, find out where it is. I'm still trying to master cat eye. Like, I do also think it's because I did one thin coat and I didn't do, 2 coats of the cat eye. We didn't really want a massive cat eye effect. We wanted to see mostly the pink underneath with just a little bit of something. And then we like to do her partner's initials, so we do an A every single time. If you check out my Instagram, this girl gets an A every time on her nails. We sometimes change up the font, but when we're in a little bit of rush, she'll just say do whatever. She doesn't really have like a preference or anything like that. So this is like my go-to. If she's like, Jazz, we're in a rush, we need to hurry up, I'll just go, yep, slay, we can do this one. We're just gonna go in with the Peachy Nails Super Gloss Top Coat. Absolute fave. This is great for clients that are hairdressers and they, get stained nails all the time. I'm also a hairdresser as well, and when I do coppers, blacks, whatever, this does not stain the nails. Like, this is absolutely amazing. I used to use the Young Nails top coat for those clients in particular that were hairdressers, and it was so expensive. I think I used to spend $30 to $40 on the top coat, and I was like, this is just not it. I'm not doing that anymore. But if you guys have any favourite top coats, let me know. I love this one also for if I'm doing chrome. So if I'm doing gold or silver, I leave it on for 30 seconds and then I will do the chrome. Or if I'm doing like a iridescent chrome, I would do the full 60 seconds and then apply the chrome over the top. It's stunning. Like, I love this stuff. We're also going to do some charms as well. We always have to do charms on Beck. That is just non-negotiable. It doesn't matter how late or how much time we're taking. We always have to use charms. So I've just got here a crystal 3D gel. And the reason I like to put these big ones on with either a handheld lamp or one of these is so that I can make sure that it stays straight, because I one time put a big charm on, told her to put it in the light, and then because her hand was like angled, the charm went off to the side. It was awful. It was a bad time. So I've never done that again. These ones she actually brought in for me, bless her. She sometimes will purchase things and say, girl, put this on my nails, and I'm like, yep, got you. So we do that. I believe there was just like a big gunk of the gel on the side, so I just had to swipe that, make sure she's all straight again, and pop her under the light. I would highly recommend to get the big clippers for taking these off, because they are the worst to get off. So what do I do here? I think I'm just getting ready to do, I think this is where it all goes blurry. Like, I could not believe that you guys won't be able to see a lot of this, but I'm pretty much putting a bigger charm, a medium, and then a small. And I just go like a little, I don't even know what shape you'd call that. It's not really a shape. I'm just lining them, so biggest to smallest. And I'm using the end of my little crystal, what do you call those, wax pens? I'm using the tip of that. It's got a little metal bit at the end, so just to help straighten things up a little bit. As you can see there, straightening them up, making sure they're perfect before putting them in the lamp. Yeah, this one was really blurry. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm just a girl. If you've made it this far into the video, please like or comment, because I want to see how many actually get this far. Like, I'm generally interested. So I'll go ahead and I pop, now that I've done that main big one, she likes to have a few diamonds around the cuticle, so I go ahead and put the crystal gel around the cuticle area where I think I'm going to place it, and I put one bigger one in the middle, and then just one either side of that, but they're not the smallest size, they're just like the second to smallest, I suppose. So yeah, and these aren't the biggest charms either, like the bigger one that I put in the middle. They're just like a medium size, and then two smaller ones, so they're just like nice and petite. My camera cut out after this part, and I got her to send me a video of her nails at home because we were in a rush and she just went home, and I said, girl, you gotta send me a video, so here's the video. This is the end result. She is absolutely obsessed with it, which she always is, of course. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.